Hey everyone, we did it. We've hit our 22nd episode, and that means over 5 months of weekly podcasts and spending time together. So I am so incredibly proud of myself for this and so incredibly grateful to have you here with me. I value you and your time, and I acknowledge that you're giving me a slice of your precious life by listening to this, and I don't take that lightly. So, thank you for being here with me, for being here for yourself, for committing to making your work in the world contribute to a more magical, wild, and juicy reality. And I've said this before and I'll keep saying it. What you're doing here is brave. You deserve a medal to follow that quiet whisper of guidance that your true desire is to change the world and to create from your soul and to go after big, scary goals and to be visible and to say what's on your heart. It's not for the faint of heart. And while you may feel crazy half the time and you might feel like what you're doing isn't enough or it isn't right, or you may wake up some days wishing that you didn't have your own awakening, your awakening to the fucked upness of the world, your awakening to your power, your agency, the fact that you can make enormous ripples of change. I know I do. It's like when I realized that I had certain food allergies, and when I stopped eating those things, I felt way better and was sick less often and less depressed. That doesn't mean I don't crave to eat certain delicious things that I don't wish I didn't know. I don't wish I didn't know that I was allergic to them in the first place. So you may wish that you could go back to sleep and get a cushy 9 to 5 job and just work 40 hours a week doing what people tell you to do and cash your paycheck and turn off your brain at the end of the day. You may wish you didn't know the environmental impact of buying cheap clothes or buying packaged foods or traveling across the world. I know you're like me and you wouldn't go back to sleep even if you're complaining some days. And you are so brave to be on this path, and there's so much gold in this path. And yes, I am talking about spiritual and material wealth, my friends. So I didn't really intend for this beginning to be this much of a rant, but you get it. You're here. So let's dive in. This is our second very special episode. If you missed it last time, every 11 episodes on business as a magical practice, we do a very special episode. So people call those numbers angel numbers, like 11, 22, 33, 333, 11, 11. I don't call it anything, but it feels right. So it's now a thing on business as a magical practice. So today you get some behind the scenes, you get some Q&A, we're going into some things that I love, and as always, we're keeping it light and casual. So first off, with behind the scenes, last time I shared my personal spiritual practices. You can go listen to episode 11 for those, and this time I wanted to share on some behind the scenes on my own business. So I didn't go to school for this. I got a bachelor's in physics at the University of Michigan with a minor in environmental studies. I knew when I graduated that I wasn't going to work in physics, but I had promised my dad that I'd get a science degree, and he died right when I was realizing that I didn't want to work in academia or in a lab because of the amount of competitiveness and lack of collaboration in the field. So I wanted to keep that promise. So I did, even though I knew I wasn't going to do work in the world with physics. I kind of view it now as more of a spiritual, a deeper level of understanding for different spiritual practices, because of course quantum physics and all that good stuff definitely mirrors a lot of Eastern religious thought. So we can go into that another day, but more behind the scenes background. I was doing social media marketing for some small or environmental organizations, and then took some more marketing training to get to know stuff better, and pitched myself as a marketing assistant to an online business that I was obsessed with at the time. It was 2011. And online courses weren't a huge thing. People weren't as comfortable buying things online as they are now. Facebook was starting to get more mainstream versus just college and high school students. There was no Instagram or Snapchat or all of the things that we see now. So from there, and so that was really like my entrance point into marketing. I really fell in love with it and saw it as a way that businesses who were doing amazing things in the world, who had amazing lessons to teach people who were visionaries and thought leaders, marketing was a way that they could get their message out to more people. So I thought that was a really sacred mission to take on, and it's really why I am here today. So from there, I just continued reaching out to businesses I wanted to work with and shared my past experience, and I learned on the job. So that was a lot. It was so almost 10 years of just learning on the job again and again and again and again. And Google University, YouTube University, and tons of hands-on experience. And it wasn't until 2016 that I started working with a larger online business in the spirituality space and really honed my own craft with online program launches. And that was a huge pivot point for me because a lot of pieces fell into place as to what works and what doesn't, and the power of working on a team versus just being a lone marketer for a small business. I learned a lot about what I like doing, which is massive because as online business owners or freelancers, that's like ultimately all that matters. It should really direct you in the direction you go with your business. And then the larger pivot point for me after that was changing my self-concept from being a freelance digital marketer to being a business owner, an agency owner. So this is really key. For anyone who's fairly new out there or considers themselves a freelancer, I want you to understand this because this can be a transformation in and of itself. When you're a service provider, as the way that you make money, whether that's a web designer or you are a coach or you are a, I don't know, wall painter. Or like you own an Etsy store. I guess that's not a service provider. Scratch that. When you are a service provider as the way you make money, switching from I do freelance thing that you do to I run a thing that you do business, it changes everything. So I do freelance marketing to I run a marketing business. Like it's a huge change in perception for how you're actually living your life and making decisions. And I recommend everyone who is a freelancer to make this change because it makes it easier for you for a few reasons. But okay, so this is when I realized that I needed to switch from billing hourly to doing value-based pricing. It's when I realized that clients care more about getting an end result than the amount of time it takes for you to get them the result. And a classic example of that is you may pay someone $200 if you lock your keys in your car, and that could annoy you because it'll take them 5 minutes to get your key out of the car. And you're like, oh fuck, it only took them 5 minutes. Why am I paying them $200? But wouldn't you rather it take less time for them to get your keys out, to get that end result of your keys out of your car than oh yeah, this is going to take 8 hours. It's $200. That's huge. It's when I started building a team and a business structure and treating my business as a client in and of itself. So building a brand, building intellectual property, getting clear on the different systems in place for getting clients, referrals, reviews. It's also when I realized that I needed to actually build an emergency fund for my business. So for months with less client work or wanting to have a runway to launch a new offering. And that just takes time. So like you have to take on less clients, you have less billable hours. So like it's stuff that if you can view your work as a business versus just like I charge for my time as a freelancer, it can really build this more not complex picture, but a more whole picture, and it makes it so that it's something that's scalable. It's something that you can bring people on to help you with, and it was huge for me. So now we're at a new pivot point in our business, my business, where we can't take on more clients. We're at capacity for the level of support I want to be able to give, and because we like to be high touch. We now have to expand into different kinds of offers like courses and small group programs. And I honestly recommend this process for people who are newer to working online in a service capacity. Start with one-on-one client work. You can charge more for it because it's that one-on-one, and you get very tangible experience in your field. You hone your craft, you build your own methods, and you have the funds to build an audience and hire a team from that. So from there, you can actually build group programs and courses. And I see so many people who just want to jump to selling courses immediately. Only rare cases would I recommend that. Like if you're coming from like a ton of experience in your 9-to-5 job that you're immediately packaging into a course to sell. But my guess is for a lot of people, it's because selling to a single person on a sales call is significantly more intense and sensational than broadcasting out to an audience on social media for selling. So I'm sure there's a bunch of other reasons, but that's a huge one that I see come up for a lot of people. So, okay, next up. What I am loving now. So I have 3 things that I wanted to share for what I'm loving right now. One of them is black tourmaline. Oh, and you see my dogs, you can hear my dogs making noises because they're playing in the background. Hopefully they won't keep doing that. So first thing I'm loving now is black tourmaline. Last month, so the black tourmaline is a protective stone, a grounding energy. I mean, you can just search black tourmaline as to all of its benefits because there's a huge one. But for someone who works directly with clients, even if there's this buffer of the internet between me and clients, it is a game changer that I only realized last month. I was having like these really crazy anxiety spirals connected to one client, and I just getting more freaked out about things than was good for me or for my work, and actually realized it was this psychic connection that we were having. So if you're listening to this, I'm sure you're an empath. I'm sure you're highly sensitive. So I'm now wearing a black tourmaline necklace, or like straight up just taking a chunk of black tourmaline and keeping it in my pocket throughout the day when I'm working. And it straight up felt like a switch being turned off. So something to play with. They're super cheap. Just go on Etsy. I actually found some really beautiful jewelry that I love and feel excited to wear every single day. So that's what I'm doing. But before then, I just you can get like a $1 chunk of black tourmaline and just have it near your computer or like keep it in your pocket. Huge difference. So can't recommend that enough. Next one is a more practical thing called Dashlane, and it is it's a way to share passwords between you and your team or you and clients in a way that is secure and safe and doesn't share your private information across the internet. So way better sharing passwords that way than like via email or whatever. Great if you have a team, great if you work with clients. So Dashlane. So my last one is, I forgot to look up the exact name, but it is a little doggy staircase. We just got a new puppy last month, and if you missed that, then you're not paying attention on Instagram, because I put him on my IG stories just about every day because he's just so adorable, and he's actually right next to me now. So if you're watching on YouTube, this is Iki. He is so great. I love him so much. Dream dog. He's now 3 pounds. When we got him, he was 2 pounds. So he's tiny. He can't get onto furniture, and instead just jumps up and down, making squeaky noises until you pick him up and put him on the furniture you're sitting on. It's both adorable and annoying. So these stairs, I think it's the brand Linus. I just got it on Amazon. I'll put the link in the show notes. They're just like little cushy stairs that are beige that go right, or meant to be like go right next to furniture and have your dog be able to go up and down. And it's more than just the stairs. The actual reason I wanted to share this today is about the fact that you can make your life easier and more pleasurable. So I come from a very frugal family, magnified by getting into the environmentalist movement, where there's a lot of shame around buying things. But these stairs are an example of very simple things or very simple solutions that make life easier. The stairs make it so that he can just jump up and down from the furniture as he pleases, versus like having to like go pick him up and hear him squeaking all the time, which is adorable but annoying. Another example in the same vein is a friend who was upset that her partner wouldn't go out and get a latte for her when she was stressed out and upset. Just buy an espresso machine. It's not about you needing to be more independent or your partner needing to be more compassionate or making time for you. Just give yourself the resources you need to function at your highest capacity or to run your business and life with pleasure and ease. So one more thing with this is a non-material version of this is, and I know this is super common, you don't stop working during the day to eat lunch or to go pee. So common, so ridiculous. Your physical health is worth your time. Your comfort is worth your time. So stop working and go pee when you have to pee instead of being like, oh, I just need to write this like one more page before I allow myself to go pee. And I mean, okay, I have a bunch of examples of this actually. Another one is I have candles and sage in multiple rooms in my house, but I had only one lighter. So I would have to go search around the house looking for where the lighter was. So huge life upgrade was just getting a pack of lighters, one for each of the places where I light things and having them all over the places. So simple, so satisfying, and it makes me feel like I'm actually taking care of myself. And I mean, maybe that is a difference between core desired feelings, but feeling taken care of is really important for me. It just like it took a long time to realize that was important to me. So maybe that's not the case for you, but recommend it. There's so many different ways that you can like just identify like where are these little annoying things that are impacting my life just on a micro level that are so simple to solve, and like why not just solve them for yourself? So those are some things I'm loving now. On to our Q&A. So question 1 that came in was, how do you attract your ideal avatar / client? So first things first with this is attraction is the long game. I know that this question was coming in from someone who's fairly new to business. So attracting your ideal avatar or client when you're just starting out is different than when you're more established in business. When you're just starting out, you need to start with the immediate needs of yourself and your business, which is income. So you do the direct reach out, like in terms of like, let's get some clients in now, or let's get some sales now. When you're just starting off, direct reach out is the most effective result. It's also the most uncomfortable one because you get like direct rejection when people aren't interested. But it's the quickest way that you're actually going to starting to work with people that you actually want to work with. So that could be emails, it could be calls, it can be sliding into the DMs, which is like, I know, like no one really wants to do that, but hey. And I mean, what I did when I first started is I would just email a company that I wanted to work with and share a little bit about what I do and ask them if that's something they need right now or would want to chat with and get on a call. Great when you're first starting. So, but attracting your ideal avatar and client over time, when you're more established, it is like, this is when you're building these externalized energies, and over time you're building intellectual property with your ideal client in mind. Like, don't just answer questions of people who aren't your ideal clients. Like, actually make things that serve the people that you want to work with, and share it publicly, consistently, all over the place. So much of marketing is building trust and showing that you're in it for the long haul. So start something that you can commit to and do every week, every month, and just keep showing up. And it shows that you are reliable and you're trustworthy, and people are more comfortable to take it to the next level with you. So question 2, how do you ensure your programs or offerings ensure transformation for your people? So again, this is different when you are just starting off, like just starting off, versus when you are more established. When you're just starting off and you have a brand new offer that you haven't sold to anyone, you just need to offer it for free and get some people to go through it and see if it works. Because if it's like brand new and you're brand new to business, then you can't really ensure transformation. You just need to get some experience under your belt and build that proof up. For people who are more established and they've done this for a while, or like they've done this for a few people and they're now like, maybe it's the first time launching a course after working with clients, or just first time working one-on-one with clients after doing it for a corporation, like that sort of thing. Ensuring transformation for your people is about starting with the desired end result in mind. So instead of going to someone and sharing like, oh, I coach for 60 minutes a week for every week for 3 months, like those are nuts and bolts. You don't ever want to like go into the nuts and bolts, or like, I have an online program where I teach you about this, this, and this, and you get these bonuses, and you get Q&A time with me, and you get a Facebook group. Like, again, those are nuts and bolts. To ensure your program, to ensure that your programs or offerings actually give people transformation, is from the design level. So that very first step is you want to be thinking about what is the desired end result. Okay, my doggy is squeaking. Because we don't have his doggy stairs over here. Anyways, so when you're designing anything, any sort of offering, any sort of program, you want to actually think about what is the desired end result that my client wants to have? What is the transformation that I want to take them on? And then everything needs to go from there. So if you don't have experience getting people your desired end result, offer it for free to people, like I said before. If you do have experience with that, you're just making sure that during your entire design process, you don't care about the nuts and bolts. Like, of course you care about the nuts and bolts, but like, that's not actually what matters. What matters is just fill up your program and offering with everything that they need to get the desired end result. Maybe that's a 1-week thing. Maybe it's a 12-month thing. Maybe it's an ebook. It doesn't matter as long as it gets them the desired end result. So that is all for today, folks. Thank you so much for being with me for 22 episodes. I hope you had fun with me today. I know I did. One final note is we are doing a free 5-day virtual event at the end of December. The end of this month is called Your Best Year Yet. Basically what we're doing is we're unleashing 5 epic podcasts Monday, December 28th through Friday, January 1st. So each day we're going through different practices and processes and rituals, and going into the astrology of 2021, everything that you need to plan 2021 and make it your best year yet. If you go to thedirtyalchemy.com/2021, you can actually sign up and get the workbook that goes along with it. You'll get daily guidance and follow up after the fact, actually throughout 2021, just giving you a little bit of accountability to follow through on what we plan through this entire event. And there's a raffle involved with it if you sign up at thedirtyalchemy.com/2021-2021. And you share that little welcome image you get in the welcome email. And then throughout the week, you will be entered into a raffle to get a free service from us where our marketing team will look at one web page of yours. That could be your homepage, it could be your sales page, it could be an opt-in, and we'll give you critiques and reviews and changes that we would make in order to make it better, convert better, and connect more with your audience and different direction there. So hope you can join us. It's thedirtyalchemy.com/2021. And as always, you can find me over at The Dirty Alchemy on Instagram. Let me know what you're loving now. Let me know what you think of this episode. Let me know little upgradey things that you're doing, like actually allowing yourself to pee during the day, or like getting a few lighters. And sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening to this, whether that's on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever. I'm here every Tuesday. So you guys have a great week. See you next Thursday, and love you.